All right. All right. We have people joining in. Very good afternoon. Welcome to everyone from the community who's just joined us. Thank you for joining us for yet another insightful session brought to you by Team Inspiration Station with our guest speaker. Rashmi is back again. The session we did with Rashmi on systemic coaching and constellation was really really liked by a lot of people, and there were a lot of questions coming in. So we had decided to put a second session for that with a demo from the expert herself. And very thankful to Rashmi for doing this again with us. Welcome aboard, Rashmi. Again, Rashmi is a PCC coach. She is. Also an expert in systemic coaching and constellations, and she is a mentor as well. And if I start actually counting how much qualified Rashmi is, I think we're going to take up the whole of the session. An amazing person, a superb coach. Thank you for doing this, Rashmi. Welcome to Inspiration Station platform back again.
Thank you. Thank you, Kirit. And thank you,
You're on mute,
everyone.
I think.
Is it? You're not able to hear me?
No, it's fine now.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so
I
much
can hear
for,
you now.
yes. So I'm very excited to be on the Inspiration Station. I think what really touches me is the foundation of Inspiration Station and, how it started. Initially, we were discussing this, and then how you have led the team from there, and, how you continue to rise irrespective of whatever challenges you all are facing is something which is very, very inspiring for all of us around. So lovely to be here, lovely to be in this energy. And yeah, thank you for sharing my introduction. Just a little bit to add about me that I'm really passionate about coaching from the time, I have been introduced to this field. And my background in human resources kind of also helps me to, and I've always been very curious about human behavior. So this field kind of feels like home to me because I have like 10 years of human resources experience. And I'm able to carry that with me today in the work that I do. I work with leaders, organizations, teams. My goal is to see healthier organization, healthier teams, and healthier leaders. So in terms of restoring flow, coherence, and health, and creating those conditions for health of organization is something that I am, dedicated to working towards. And yeah, very happy to be here today.
Thank you for sharing that, Rashmi. Inspiration Station did come in a lot of coaching sessions that I did with you through our journey together. And yeah, we've been like associated for a while. It's my pleasure and my honor always to be connected with someone like you. So yeah, we explored in our last session what systemic coaching is, and you had really put a lot of, I think, insight into that. I am someone who's experiencing it firsthand, luckily, with you in our peer coaching sessions. So, and this is one of the reasons I wanted to bring this to the platform and let everybody be aware of how powerful systemic coaching is. We have a volunteer today who's volunteered to be, our participant for the demo. Thank you so much, Aisha, for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you. I
Aisha.
was waiting for.
Aisha is also a certified.
Yeah, please go
Aisha
ahead.
is a certified coach herself. Aisha, would you like to just give a quick introduction about yourself, please?
Okay. I have just started this coaching past 3 years, and 2 years down the line, I'm like on and off in coaching. So with my clear vision, I'm moving forward as a transformation coach. I'm actually dealing with teenage kids. That is my high time goal. I want to reshape the future generation emotionally strong so that they can handle themselves without any support. Because I believe that when you're emotionally strong, no nothing can beat this world. You can fly high. Because I think that's the only place where everybody ends up at the end emotional, like all kind of emotion. So right from the young age, I want to reshape and I want to help the younger generation what is emotions and how they can handle their own personal life. So with that note, and today I'm here as a demo with one of the finest coach here, as Anne said. So I'm looking forward.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Aisha, for that. And I love the fact because, yes, the wings are yours and the sky belongs to no one. So, yeah, fly high as much as you can. Okay, over to you, ladies. I think let's not just, wait another minute. And over to you, Rashmi, for the coaching demo for today. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. So, Aisha, is it okay if we spotlight each other, and
Yeah.
can you do that, Kiran? Okay. So, Aisha, what would you like to explore today?
Okay. This is something which is going on for a very long time in my life, and I wanted to really get into it and understand what is happening inside me. Before dealing with people, I want to really know what is my strength. Okay. So in my house, if I take like I have two kids, and people call me as a powerhouse of the family because everybody gets charged from me. But there is a one point of time I'm really supporting them, I'm encouraging them, or as a mother role, I'm doing everything, or as a wife role, I'm doing. But there is a point of time where I get really overwhelmed. And at that particular point, I cannot move, or my emotions are really stuck. I feel numbed. I cannot do anything productive, and it takes a while. Like sometimes it takes a day or a two, or sometimes it takes months for me to again come back to my own personal space and do things on my own. The energy level shift, and I'm completely numbed. So I want to know why it is happening, and how can I come out of it? Yeah.
Aisha, if you were to refine this challenge for yourself in just one short sentence, how would you call it?
I feel there is a stuck somewhere in me. That's the one thing coming in my mind.
I feel stuckness
Yeah.
somewhere inside me. And is there a particular place in your body where you feel the stuckness?
No, not exactly.
And what will be different for you, Aisha, when you're able to get more clarity about the stuckness?
I can be more productive in my work, the one which I'm doing right now. Because the time that I pause, I don't take any coaching because I'm not in that correct alignment. So I'll give a pause for some time. So, and that really pulls me down because I want to be productive, and that really drains me down again.
And apart from the productiveness, what else will be different for you?
Apart from that, everything will be same. Um, Maybe the some kind of my mood swings also changes in that time because I don't feel having energy in anything that I do. Um, I feel like something like left alone, or what to say. I feel like I'm alone, or it's not about loneliness. I love loneliness, but this is something like I'm numbed. I can't take a step ahead.
What will it feel instead of that numbness?
Just I don't do anything. I just sit and, I don't feel like speaking to anyone. I'll just do random things with no interest. Sometimes it might be like I watch a movie. It depends. But then sometimes I don't feel like.
Mm. Aisha, what is one word which is coming up for you as an emotion or feeling that you will be experiencing when you're able to overcome or get more clarity about the stuckness?
I feel my energy would be a bit, uh, my graph would really increase and I'll have a control on my energy. That is what I can say right now. That is what I feel as well.
Mm. So you'll be energized.
Yeah.
Mm. So, Aisha, if we were to look at this challenge of stuckness with a
Mhm.
different way of mapping, would you be okay to
Sure.
explore that?
Sure,
Okay.
sure.
So, I'm inviting you here. I'm opening the whiteboard and we will be doing the mapping on the whiteboard here.
Okay.
I'll be facilitating and explaining you how it works, so don't worry about that. Okay. So, Aisha, what you see in front of you is a blue color circle.
Mm-hmm.
That's the mat on which we will be doing the mapping for you. It is also the circle or the boundary in which this issue of stuckness exists for Aisha. Like everything that is impacting the stuckness is inside the boundary of the circle for you.
Okay.
And hence, this will be the area on which you will be doing the mapping of the current reality. So, we are not looking at the desired state or the better state for you. We are
Mm.
only looking at the current as it is state, how it feels currently when you feel stuck and what all is impacting it.
Okay.
On the left hand side, you see some representatives, some icons, which we call representatives. So
Mm-hmm.
when you click on any of these, I'll just show you how it moves. So you click on an icon, on a representative, and they can be moved anywhere using the cursor when you
Mm-hmm.
keep clicking on it. And when you click on it, you also see four dots on the corner. So you're able to change the size
Okay.
of the representative. There is also a blue color double-sided arrow using which you can change the orientation of the representative. So size, orientation, and placement can be you can choose. Okay. So now if I were to invite you
Mm-hmm.
to represent yourself on this mat using the very first representative you see, me is written on the arrow. Arrow is the face of the representative. So wherever is the arrow is where this representative is facing.
Okay. Which is me?
The first one.
Okay. All right.
You can click on your own representative and you can bring them on the mat at a place, place them at any place which feels true to you, considering the current challenge of stuckness.
Okay.
What are you sensing as you place yourself?
I feel I'm the main part here.
Is there anything else that is coming up?
I'm feeling, am I going in the right direction?
I am going in the right direction. You said that am I going or I am going?
No, that's a question coming in my mind. Am I going in the right direction?
You can also use your finger to touch the representative on the screen to feel a connection. Observing that you made some movements. What was coming up for you?
No, I just felt like moving it. I didn't have anything in my mind.
Aisha, apart from you, who or what? It could be a person or it could be also an element
Okay.
like, trust as an element or um, knowledge as an element, or it could be any abstract element as well within you, or it could also be a person. Who else, who or what else needs to be included here apart from you as you look at this question?
I feel knowledge and can I add in some financial independency here?
Just one more, which is the most important. We'll start adding one by one. We'll keep it small and focused. So, whatever you feel is the most important and
Okay.
is impacting the most, you can bring that representative first. So, yes, it could
Financial
be
independence.
financial independence. Is that the element you would want to bring next?
Mm.
Aisha, you can use you can see just below the gray icon, there is
Mhm.
a square and a circular representative. Those are non-human representatives. So you can choose from them, or from down below, there are some colored um, representatives as well. So you can choose from them whatever resonates for you.
I can't see that.
You can't see the board. or the
No,
representative
I
became
can't see
very
that.
small?
Yeah, yeah,
Is that some information?
yeah. I want to make it big.
I was saying that representative became small.
Yeah, it became like a
Eh,
star. I can't
Yeah.
make it.
Does that tell you anything? Is that an information in the field?
I want to make it big, but currently my situation is like this. Maybe that is what is running in my mind.
Mm. So is this the true size, or do you need to change the size?
I want to change the size a little big.
Are you able to click on it and make it bigger?
No, I'm not able to click on it.
So often in this work, the system gives information in these ways as well. Like,
Okay.
sometimes you're not able to move the representatives.
Mhm.
So sometimes even the technical glitches are information in this work. So I would just like to place that for you. You can choose the sizing.
This is fine.
And what are you calling this representative?
Financial independence.
And as you bring financial independence here on the mat, along with you, what are you noticing?
I feel that is the key factor, or that is something that is really annoying me currently.
You feel this annoyance, this annoying feeling.
No, I feel without that is the I get that annoying feeling. With this, I may not have it.
Is this the current reality for you?
Yeah.
The size, the placement, the distance. Is this true in the current reality for you of financial independence?
Fine.
What was coming up for you as you were changing the size?
I feel this is something very important for me now, where I need to be stable, and when it is near me, I feel I can overcome anything.
And currently, how does it feel? Does it feel near, far, closer, further?
It is far. It's not far. nor near.
I can also observe that you are looking in a different direction and financial independence is looking in another direction. You're not able to see it from how you are looking. Is that also true in your current reality?
True.
I heard that when you're not able to see it and when it's not near, you feel annoyed.
Yeah.
Mm. Is there anything else that you're experiencing as you stand there, not able to look at financial independence the way you would want to?
I'm figuring out whether I should change the direction or the element should change the direction. I'm just wondering which one should I do.
What will be a true sentence or statement you would like to say to financial independence if you were to kind of change your direction, look at financial independence, place yourself in a way that you can look at financial independence comfortably,
Hmm.
respectfully? You can do that. You can make that movement, and then I'll guide you how to have a dialogue.
How can I turn it?
When you click on your
Yeah.
representative, yeah.
Yes, done.
Now you're able to see, and how do you feel now?
When I did, first thing was like I took a deep breath. I felt like something is uh, out now. I've exhaled some energy now. And I feel confident and I have this courage to handle anything.
So I'm hearing that you felt ease with your breathing and you're able to experience confidence and courage as you make this movement.
Yes.
Now, if you were to say something to financial independence, as both of you stand there, what is really true in terms of acknowledging financial independence, what it means to you? What would you like to say directly? Like I heard before, you were saying that it is really important for me to feel in control and do what I want to do. So maybe to start with, what are you grateful to financial independence for in just one small sentence? What is the truth for
Uh,
you?
in, are you asking in my current situation or in this circle? Am I still in the circle or in my current situation?
So when you look at financial independence now
Mhm.
and your financial independence, how it impacts you is going to remain the same, like in your current reality, and what it means to you is going to remain the same. So, what are you grateful to financial independence for, irrespective of current or future reality? What is the truth for you in terms of?
Okay. Currently, if you see, I'm grateful for what I have, but there are some places where I literally need it so that I want to, it can be used for me personally or for my family as well. So, for that purpose, I literally need it now.
Try saying something like this, that you enable me to feel in control. That if that is true for you, you can change the words. I'm offering you a sentence, and if
Okay.
it resonates, you will know in your body if it is true. Otherwise, you
Mhm.
can change some words and say it loud to financial independence. That, I'm grateful to you because you make me feel in control, or I'm grateful to you because you enable me to, you know, whatever is true for you.
I'm grateful to you because you're my energy.
And now try saying what is the acknowledging what is the current difficulty with respect to financial independence. Like, I wish, and staying very neutral, very compassionate from a distance. What is the wish that you hold, which you're facing currently?
Okay. I wish you come near to me, or I wish you come to me so that I can resolve all the current uh, challenges I'm facing.
Is there anything else that needs to be acknowledged with financial independence? Any other difficulty, any other conflict, any other tension?
No.
If I were to invite you to look at the representative for resource
Mhm.
and see what could be useful for you here as a resource as you look at becoming, going closer to financial independence.
Mm.
Is there anything that is coming up for you to add here as a resource?
I feel I'm not getting a clarity on it.
Try bringing the representative for resource
Mhm.
and see if there is anything that emerges for you in the mat.
I'll take the resource to the circle.
Yes, yes. On yeah, you can invite it and place it on the mat.
Okay, done.
Are you sensing or noticing anything as you bring resource?
I feel there's a shift in my energy.
Mm.
And now I feel like I'm aligned.
What does this alignment mean for you?
For me, alignment is that my vision and the action that I take are all on the same path.
Mm. Would you also like to invite the gray colored representative as your vision or goal?
Okay.
And what are you sensing now as you bring vision?
My vision is big. And one thing that I'm happy is we're all on the same direction. I don't feel like changing them.
Mm. You mentioned that your vision, you feel alignment is that you're looking towards the direction of the vision and actions are in the direction of the vision. Uh, what could your resource be representing here in your map?
There is the resource here, I feel, is a quick start on what I'm doing or to start an action more than planning. To start is an action.
Mm. Is there anything else that needs to be included here in this map?
I feel I can have an accountability partner here.
Sure. You can invite any
Color?
representative. Yeah, anything that resonates with you.
Done.
Mm. As you bring an accountability partner here, what changes for you, Aisha?
I had another energy shift now. I feel that somebody is there to push me. More confident than before.
Mm. So it makes you feel more confident and supported.
Yeah.
Mm. What can we say could be a sentence or a resonant sentence for you for this entire map in one sentence?
Looking at these elements, I can say um, I'm grateful that I'm aligned and I'm traveling in this right path.
Mm. So this word alignment came a couple of times for you. And when you look at it from the reference of the stuckness that we started with, what are you learning?
Initially, when I placed myself, I was in a different direction. But when I placed the element finance there, I changed my direction towards it. And now slowly everything is facing to the same direction.
Mm. So everything in your map has a clarity on the direction and
Yes.
is aligned.
Yes.
Is there anything else that we need to acknowledge, or is it a good place for us to pause it here?
Yeah, I'm grateful now. I'm grateful for all this, seeing all these colorful elements of my life going on track.
Mm. So, may I acknowledge you for your openness and you allowed us to be in service of your field today in presence of many others. So, thank you for your vulnerability and for the permission to allow us to access your field today.
Thank you so much for actually recreating or realigning me because as that pointer says, I was in a different direction, and now everything is on track. I'm actually blessed uh, to be a part of this demo, because that was something lacking for a very long time, and now I am clear. And thank you so much for
Welcome,
guiding.
Aisha.
How is the feeling, Aisha?
That was directly from my heart, everything from my heart, what I was, and it was
Yeah.
actually clear. That was something that, I'm doing something on my daily basis, but
Mm.
I feel content in it. But this doesn't happen every day, it keeps moving. But now I'm fine. But
Because
the
you were in the right hands. Rashmi is so
Yeah.
amazing. Thank you for doing that, both of you. Thank you, Rashmi, for that beautiful demonstration of how this thing goes, and yeah, as always. So, Rashmi, if for the people who are viewing, just a quick note on what you did as a summary, a quick one for those who joined a bit in the middle, and like Aisha would share her
Hmm.
experience also. Yeah, if
Yes,
you could just summarize a bit.
sure. So, just in brief, this method, the way this method looks at things is it only looks at acknowledging the facts, the reality. So, it really moves the client away from any kind of stories, cognitive challenges that they're facing, and they bring the client. And if you see, the facilitator here is only checking for facts. What is true in your body, what is true in reality for you in your current situation. So this method believes a lot in working in a field of beyond the world of right or wrong, beyond judgments, only into what is true. And also when the client acknowledges the truth, so the facilitator here encourages the client to acknowledge their truth out loud, to
Mm.
the element where there is some tension, for example, financial independence here. So when they really acknowledge the importance, the gratefulness that they have for that element in their reality, and also understand what needs to be done differently. And the movement was the movement that Aisha made for her own representative. So there was this realization that I need to change something in me to be better aligned in my own map. So that is also something that the method kind of works with, but it also works with a lot of systemic understanding, which we kind of covered in the last session as well, and we can cover going forward in some other session as well. But just in brief, it looks at the systemic dynamics to restore flow and coherence. So the client wanted to feel energized, and that
Mm.
is what the method gives you, because the moment you acknowledge your truth, you feel at ease. You feel that there is a release of any stuck energy in you.
What you gave me does not have any blue cards. एक था तो
Shanila, can you just mute yourself, please?
I'm so sorry.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, thank you so much, Rashmi, for that insight on how the systemic coaching works. And yes, so rightly mentioned by you, it keeps the true essence of coaching, empowering. So I could sense that in Aisha's tone as well, by the way, while she was moving and while she was discovering that she was feeling that empowerment. Aisha, what would you have to say to that? From where did you start, and how do you find yourself now at the end of a session? So yeah, just a quick, reflection.
When we started, I was just thinking, how is I didn't have anything in my mind, like how is it. One thing that was very clear is I want to have an answer at my end of this program. So that was the only thing going on in my mind, because this is something I cannot just go to a doctor and get it diagnosed. I wanted someone to really dig in deep. So when she started with when I placed myself, I when I was just looking at me, and when I was placing all the elements, there was a belief factor in the
Hmm.
big. And when I started moving, when she kept on asking, acknowledge the truth, then I started shifting to the reality that is the current situation than in the belief. So I believe that the belief is the stuck there. And when I started moving myself, then I moved to the reality. I just went on a flow. I didn't logically think, okay, what's going to happen or nothing. I just went on the flow. And as you said, there was so many shifts in my energy. And I was also, when I was moving, I felt so relaxed. It came in a form of my breath itself. I was feeling so relaxed. And each time when she was asking, acknowledge the truth, it's like a hammer hit on my head. Acknowledge the truth now. So it was very strong, that I need to be on this reality, this moment now,
Hmm.
than something else. And when I kept moving the direction, there was lot many changes. And when I saw the output, I was really very happy and glad. I felt this is what something I got it. I wanted, and I received it today. And I'm really thankful to Rashmi and Anne for providing this. When Anne told there's a demo, no matter what was the topic, I wanted to pitch in.
No, no, thank you for being that brave soul. Also, it takes actually I think courage also to speak about anything for that matter. I posted about this earlier this morning as well. That it's brave to ask for help as well. So we just trying to sit on it and live with it is not the idea through. So always asking for someone. And yeah, we are thankful to you more that you volunteered for this today. So yeah, before we move forward, any more questions for Rashmi on systemic coaching? How is it helping? We You saw how it challenged her limiting belief in it. And our darling Smita Mohan has a question. Yes, Smita.
Good afternoon, lovely ladies, and thank you
Afternoon.
so much, Rashmi. This is something which was very new to me, and I found it is a very, very, very powerful tool. And Aisha, hats off to you. You showed your vulnerability. You were very open to, very receptive to whatever Rashmi was saying. That hats off to you. I really like Rashmi that statement where acknowledge the truth. That thing which you said, accept it. That is a very powerful statement, and that's something which I learned today can be utilized in your normal coaching sessions also.
Hmm.
Uh, this question is something which has been there from day one, from the time I have been doing peer-to-peer coaching, from the time I'm learning new tools. Now, the question remains that certain tools, when we use in our coaching sessions, uh, okay, let me just rephrase that. So, this tool, this particular tool, because Aisha is also into coaching and she is very receptive to this method. How do you how many sessions or how many times do you think we will have to repeat it to somebody, a client
Hmm.
who is not so receptive, is not so open, or a client whose standard answer is, I don't know? Because one thing I've noticed is certain tools, if I give it to an I don't know client, I do it with an I don't know client today. After 1 hour, if I use the same tool, it's totally contradicting to what the person said. All right. So we cannot base our sessions on one feedback that we get. We need to base it on multiple feedbacks. First of all, we might have to do this multiple times to make the client understand that the kind of confusion that is going on in his or her head. So, Rashmi, have you encountered something like this, especially for this tool that you've showed us?
Yes, absolutely. Very, very true, Smita. And I completely understand where you're coming from. So, in my work with corporate clients, especially I think when I was working with one of the founders for a startup, there was some kind of resistance and judgment that the client was already carrying with respect to any new tool that I was introducing with her. So I introduced this method with her, and there was this some kind of resistance. So actually depends on the openness of the client. So you're right that it takes a relationship that you have built with the client. They might or might not be ready to receive it in that moment. So then you have to see what you can use the systemic lens to do the diagnostics, to ask them question in a way that they are comfortable and open with, and use the tool, maybe like do the mapping at a time when they feel they are comfortable. But their permission, their intent, their openness is really the prerequisite, as you rightly said. So will be required. But what I have also observed, that this method is so simple, that once there is just a little bit of openness for the client, because we always invite the client and ask that, are you okay to look at this differently, in a different method, in a method of mapping? So this is how we simply introduced this way of working. We don't give them a lot of words like, this is systemic, this is constellation, etc. We keep it simple. We just give them an invite that, would you be okay if we look at it a little differently in the method of a mapping? And if they are okay with that, then we kind of gently invite them, and we keep it simple. So it will all, you will have to see with your client, where do you want to place it, how do you want to place it.
Perfect. Perfect, Rashmi. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for the question, Smita. That was a good question. Anyone else has a question for Rashmi regarding systemic coaching? If you want to explore a bit more on, if you've missed the earlier session. But if you have missed the earlier session, you can always go back to the Inspiration Station page on LinkedIn and view the recording, because we've had it on the wall. That's why, so that people can reference it. I was able to reshare it before the session as well, so that if anyone needs a bit of a reference, so they can, just explore it a bit on that level. Yeah. Anyone else? Any questions? Rashmi, in fact, I have a question for you as well for this. So we saw that, the limiting belief was the big challenge that was challenged here, and the client was out. But yes, ideally, what's the usually a number of sessions? So I know there's no one size fits all, definitely, for, and this goes for not this also for any intervention, right? But yeah, ideally, like if we say in a leadership, coaching or something, how many sessions do you see as working, or if the stone starts moving at, like, obviously not in one. So yeah, ideally, how does that work?
So when I have to work with my clients, I usually, depending on their challenges and issues and goals that they bring, I usually keep like a 6-month window for us to work, or around, 10 sessions to work. But it can, of course, be lesser or more depending on the kind of challenges they are bringing. Uh, and systemic work, you don't need to do mapping in every session. It can be integrated at any part of your process. So it could be initially for goal setting. For example, if with Aisha, if she's my long-term client, now I have done the goal setting with her. But I do also see and sense that the stuckness is coming from somewhere. So if she's also open to explore a little bit, maybe about her family background or educational background or past professional background, because a lot of time, the symptoms that we see today, the symptom of stuckness, comes from all of the other past systems we are a part of. So if she shows the openness, I will also work with her to explore the past patterns for her, to see if there is something that is showing up for her today in her current stuckness, and explore that. And that kind of gives her even more holistic perspective,
Mm.
understanding, and ease. So this, the ease she feels today, because she just have a surface level clarity right now, could go at the level of her soul, could go very, very deep in terms of her understanding. So that's how this work actually works at the level of soul. So there is a lot of deep rooted work which happens here. It's not happening only on the surface. So for that, we really need to have multiple sessions. We need to go deep. We need to explore. So it all depends on the openness of the client and the kind of issues they're bringing, how much depth they do want to go there in terms of exploring those.
Very well explained. Thank you. And this also takes me to the question that I was thinking for my own curiosity as well. That it definitely, like you already said, it's a holistic approach, right? And when you ask her certain questions, it's where inside your body is it, coming? So it's more like that a little bit of somatic approach there as well. So it's all combined together as how I see it as a coach as well. Um, I was just wondering that if uh, do you exclusively use systemic coaching like in a session, like for example when we use NLP, so we usually add NLP as an intervention to a regular our authentic coaching sessions, and we can add that as an intervention as well. Put the ICF aside for a while. So how do you do the systemic coaching? Does this also involve other inventions, or no, it is done exclusively on its own?
It can be done exclusively on its own and can also be integrated. Like a lot of times, I do integrate my ICF way of coaching
Mm,
with my systemic work, but there
mm,
are sessions which are completely focused on mapping and systemic work as well. In fact, for
mm.
me personally, I do see my path of going more in the direction of systemic, because
Yes.
the more I am, a learner of this field and I'm becoming practitioner in this field, I do see more resonance for me in this way of working. Even if I'm not using mapping, the systemic lens will always be there in my way of inquiry. So that is something that I do see for me personally. But in general, if I have to answer this, it can be integrated with all the different tools, because maybe in future, if I also learn some other tools apart from ICF and systemic, maybe I'll also be integrating those wherever I see that will be useful for the client. So it will depend on the client's needs.
Hmm. Hmm. Makes sense. Yes, yes. So, and usually, like when you say you can integrate it, and but the mapping part is usually a part of every session, or does that occur like once and then just
Yeah, not every session. So in
whatever?
when you use constellation, when you do mapping, you would have observed it's a completely somatic process. It moves you away from cognitive to somatic. So all my inquiry,
Mm.
all my questions were
Mm.
based on what are you sensing? What are you noticing? So every time I was inviting the client to experience, sense, notice in their body, what were they feeling? And the answers they were getting was coming from their body. It was not much coming from their cognitive side.
Mm.
So
Okay.
this method really takes you into the way of somatic and gives you
Mm.
understanding, clarity from that perspective. And there could be some sessions where I might be using just simple cognitive language, and also with clients it depends on, as Smita was asking, and just to add to that perspective, that not all clients are open.
Mm. True.
So unless you become a coach who explicitly says in their contracting that I use only systemic coaching and constellation as the approach, and there are coaches who do that, so which could
Mm.
also be a path for somebody. You can always integrate, and you can always say that in your contracting, probably initially in your agreement as well. You can just introduce a little bit that I also use a mapping method, and if I sense that it will be useful for you, I might be inviting you to explore that. Hope you're okay with that. So kind of initially contract that with the client.
Clear. Clear. Thank you for that clarity. Smita, you have another question?
No, actually, I just wanted to thank Rashmi and Anne because it came at the right time. I was undergoing a session with one client, and she was undergoing a lot of emotions and family trauma. But this method is like perfect for her because she can see, literally like visualize her emotions in a particular format, and that makes a lot of sense. And probably I'll have to customize it a little bit for her requirement. But the way how this helps people to see, what they are, because emotions are mainly like how Rashmi was saying, connected physically, right? People stop at that, but when you can visualize your emotions, when that thing can come out on a piece of paper, it is very, very strong. Thanks, Rashmi. It came at the right time for me.
So
True,
sweet.
beautifully said, Smita. I think the same thing because I have experienced this with Rashmi. So, the minute, because when we are feeling and we are feeling, but we don't acknowledge it, that's the whole game there. And I think this is like, detaching and then just putting yourself out there, dissociating yourself from your body and then looking at it. How is it going? So, yeah, it can turn out as a game changer. Thank you again, Rashmi. Thank you, Arsha. Anyone else, if has a question or we'll take a leave. Aisha, if you have a question for Rashmi, I'm so sorry. You could have a question if you have a question for Rashmi on the coaching that she did, whatever you want to ask her, please.
Uh, I'm not sure whether I can ask the question. I mean that I mean I'm still there. I'm in that zone now. I've not come out of it. My one question is like
Rashmi, bring her back. We need her in our community. Where did you leave, Aisha?
yeah. So what is my question is like when I told you this is happening continuously, like in some intervals. So next time, I'm sure I can't say it will not happen. It will definitely happen because until and unless I know the root cause of it, why it is happening, as you told me. So until and unless I get healed or come out of that, I cannot fix the upper layer. So currently I'm fine. But what is the thing that I should do when I get for the next time or the next interval when I get? Should I do the same thing by myself? Can I do it?
So, with this session, you will have an awareness that on the surface level, where is a conflict for
Hmm.
you.
Yeah.
But of course, to do deeper work, you will have to do deeper work, like, you know, figuring out a way of how you can, like, maybe it's your reflective exercises, which could be your way, or similar coaching sessions could be your way. But uh, if it is something that repeats, maybe one session might not give you the change that you're looking at. It might be more than that.
Okay.
And
Uh,
let me add, Rashmi, also here something. So, Aisha, when ideally, like obviously, even if we are, if we become experts also, and I think Rashmi would agree this, she would be able to do it on herself that effectively, as much as if she co-partners with someone as a coach to do it for her. What happens is that, from a psychological point of view, your brain is half of your brain you're using in the instructions and half you're using for reflection, so it will not come out that super reflective as in terms of result. Correct me, Rashmi, if I'm wrong,
Yes,
but
absolutely.
I think that is one reason that I think be it whatever type of an expert you are, but you it will not, you will not gain unless it's a lead or like in NLP we do it. We when we do it on us, we can do NLP techniques on ourselves as well. But when we do it, it's more like an effort. It feels like an effort, and it will not have that much of an impact as much as a voice leading you and doing the suggestive comments with you. So anything that is done by an expert, definitely, or by anyone that's leading you into doing it, it's more powerful as a result.
okay.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, ladies, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for this lovely session again, Rashmi. Inspiration Station is very thankful to you for coming over again, and we look forward to another session soon with you. Maybe in systemic coaching, maybe in something else. There's so much to learn from Rashmi. It's an ongoing journey for me as well, and I love sharing it with all the rest of the community. Thank you.
Thank you. It was a learning experience for me as well. And it was a pleasure to be here. Thank you, all of you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye
Thank you,
bye.
all of you. Even though I missed so much, I'll catch up somewhere. But
Janila, you can watch this. We will upload it
hmm,
mostly probably on our LinkedIn page and plus our YouTube channel, and we'll be sharing the links with you.
okay,
Right?
dear.
And if you need Rashmi's contact,
Hmm.
she's tagged on our LinkedIn pages as well. You can send her a direct DM as well. And hi, good to see you. Thank you for opening your camera. So yeah, you can directly DM Rashmi as well. Send us one of us, me or our page. You can send us a DM in any of our handles, Instagram, LinkedIn. We are everywhere. You can see us. So yeah,
Yeah, I can
thank
see
you.
you everywhere. Thank you, Rashmi, and thank you to Anne. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye bye.
Bye, dear.